Hello, it's Graham Frost back again talking some more about heart-shaped decisions. So this is the fourth in a series of four videos where I'm going to talk in this one a little bit about where you live, because I think that's a big decision to make in your life, where you live, and of course you don't have any input into where you live in the beginning of your life normally, because your parents decide that for quite some time. And so yes, I did decide when I was 17 with my heart that I didn't want to live in my parents' house anymore, because I didn't like the rules that I had to adhere to if I was going to stay there. So I decided to go and live somewhere else. It wasn't until probably I was in my mid to late 20s when I made my first decision about where I was going to live based on my own feelings, because up until then I lived in jobs, or I lived with my partner in her place, and I didn't have much choice in that because she was already living there. And then after I left her, I chose my first flat on my own, really, was in southwest London, in a place called Tooting. And I remember walking in there and thinking, there's something that feels right about this place. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to live here. And sure enough, it was a good decision. I had some really good times there, and I met some great people, and it was really what I needed, was to have a new friendship group in my life. And my new friendship group at that time came out of the decision of living in that flat, because it came out of other people who lived in the larger house. So I think that that was my first heart-shaped decision about where I was going to live. The next place I lived was when I bought my first property in South London again. That was in Brixton, and I went there and I thought, yeah, this will do, this is okay. No real heart-shaped decision about it. To be honest, I lived there for about 7 years. I wasn't particularly happy there, and I don't think it was a heart-shaped decision to live there. When several years later, I had moved to Peterborough, which was again a decision I made to be with somebody who I ended up marrying, and it wasn't a happy marriage, and but I came through it a better person, and I had the opportunity to go back and live in that place that I'd left a few years previously in London, and I thought, no. So the heart-shaped decision was not to go back to that place and to stay in Peterborough. And I bought a house in Peterborough in 1999, which I walked into. I'd been and looked at several houses, because I thought, I'm not going to make the mistake of just buying the first house that I walk into like I did before. I went and looked at about 6 or 7 different houses, and I walked into the house that I ended up living there for 20 years, and I walked in and I thought, this house feels right, this is my house, I want to live here. And I lived there quite happily. Lots of things happened in that 20 years, but most of it was good. I really had a good life in that house most of the time. And then things started to, I thought, things are not, I'm planning to move, because I need to start again somewhere else. I need to move and shake myself up a bit and do something different. In 2019, that was kind of happening, and then I met my current partner unexpectedly, and I've spoken about that a little bit in previous videos, and made the heart-shaped decision to move to the Birmingham area. And when I walked, I approached the area where I now live, and we came and looked at this house. And I like the house, and I thought, yes, it's okay, I can do something with it. It's not ready to move into. It's not sort of everything how you would want it, but I can see that it's got possibilities. It's secluded. But the thing that got me was it's actually surrounded by greenery, and every time I look out of my office window and I can see trees everywhere, and that's one of my favourite environments. So I thought, yes, I have to do it. Later on, I discovered several months later that just 10 minutes walk away there's a massive country park, which I've grown to love over the last 7 or 8 months, because I've been we've had lockdown in 2020, and I've been able to explore this park, and it's kept me sane. So most definitely a heart-shaped decision to move to where I am now. So are you making heart-shaped decisions about where you live? Do you live somewhere that makes you feel good, or is it just in a nice area, or think about those. I think it's a really big important thing to do is to choose the right place to live. I haven't always done it, and I know that I feel at peace in this house. It really makes me feel. It's not a massive house, It's in a quite a quiet area, but it's not very far from major public transport hubs. Should we ever be able to travel again? But no, I think where you live is a really big important thing to choose. I mean, you spend a lot of time there, so. Why wouldn't you? So to sum up, really, I think heart-shaped decision. What is a heart-shaped decision? Well, it's one where you put your feelings first. Your feelings maybe before somebody else's. Although I'm not saying you should completely discount other people's feelings, but we talk about thoughts, feelings, and actions. And I think for me, the feeling comes first. So for me, it's feelings and then thoughts and then actions. So how does that make me feel? Okay, then I'll go think that through, and then what action am I going to take as a result of it? And they won't always be right, but they'll always be interesting. And there's one thing I will say about my life: it's always been interesting because I've made heart-shaped decisions. I would encourage you to try it, and. If I can be of any help to you, do feel free to contact me. I'm Graham Frost. I talk about heart-shaped decisions, and my contact details are, my phone number is 07766 916 317. Email me at graham@grahamfrost.com. Find me on LinkedIn. There's also a podcast called Graham Frost Heart-Shaped Decisions podcast, which is available from all podcast providers. And I also have a YouTube channel and a Facebook group. So you can't really miss me, can you? I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.